What's up guys, David Falla here. Welcome to another tutorial. On today's video, we're going to be doing I don't even know what to call these haircuts. It's kind of like a taper on the sides, but on the top we're going to cut it as like a crop. So it's kind of like a crop top with a taper. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's going to look super cool. And we're also going to shape up the beard. So it's different, right? I think it's one of those haircuts that looks so cool just because it's different, right? It's not what you see most of the time. So I'm in New Jersey, for you guys that don't know, and here in New Jersey or around my area, New York, we do low tapers. So our tapers are low, right? The neck is low, the sideburns are low, right? We don't do the high tapers like in other states, for example, like Florida, right? When I see haircuts are high tapers, most of the time happen to be Florida barbers. That's just the style over there. Everywhere it's a different style, right? Obviously sometimes certain type of tapers will look better on certain clients, and the reason why I'm saying all this is because one of my last videos that I did a skin taper, right? And I did like a higher taper just because it looked better on the client, and a lot of people were messaging me, oh, that taper is too high, that taper is too high. And not necessarily. The taper looks great because it goes with the client's head. And there's something very important to remember, like if in your area all the tapers are low, great. Or if on your area all the tapers are really high, that's just the style, that's great, but it might not be the style everywhere else. So just keep that in mind. So all I'm doing to cut the top, I'm just using pie sections from the grow pattern to create my section, like the shape that I want. And the top is just gonna be a square shape. That's all I'm doing. So I just use pie sections, kind of like little triangles, to create that shape, to create enough weight, the weight that I want on the sides. And now what I'm using number 4 with the lever close, so you guys can see, to connect that block graduation that I created, or that shape that I created. I'm connecting it with a number 4. That's pretty much the easiest way to explain it. It's just whatever I cut, whatever weight I created, now I'm using a number 4 to connect to that, right? How do I know it was a number 4? First, you can ask the client how sure he wants a hair, but 2, what happens is that my fingers, if I create a lot of tension when I cut, then my fingers at the length left is going to be a 3.5, right? But in this case, I wasn't using that much tension, so it's probably going to be a number 4. So that's what I was using, number 4. Then once I did that, I asked the client, is that short enough on the side? He said yes, so perfect, that works, right? So that's just a little tip. When I cut the top first, a lot of people always ask me, oh, like you cut the top first, now you gotta dry it. How you can see, I did use the blow dryer a little bit for like a couple minutes, just to, like 2 minutes, not even like a minute, just to dry the hair a little bit, but I didn't fully dry. This is not fully styled. Like if I was gonna style this hair, then I'll have to blow dry even more. But that I will do it at the end. So sometimes it's starting with the top, it just allows you to be able to create your shape and just fade down from there, right? It's just a different way to do it. Doesn't mean that you gotta do it the same, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and continue with the taper. So now I created my first guide. How you can see, it's a low taper, right? My guides are gonna be very low because that's just the style here. That's what people like, and I think it looks super dope. So now I'm using my clipper with the lever open to create a next guide. The next guide is going to be a finger width, and then the next one is going to be another finger width guide, and we're just going to fade those right away just to not have to create lines and then erase them. I think sometimes you make a line or a guide or a section or a panel and then you erase it, and then like that you create another one that you erase it. I think sometimes that's easier to do, right? Very important to remember that there's no right or wrong way to do anything, okay? And I get messages all the time about, oh David, what's the best way to fade that? What's the best way to do this? There's no better way. All you gotta do, try different ways, see what works for you, and just practice that one. The one that works for you, practice that one until you develop your own, and then you're gonna know exactly, okay, like this, I like doing this, I don't like doing that, and that's it. That's how you build the system. Like the system that I use to cut hair, I build it from trying different things and trying things that it worked for me, things that didn't work. That just how I ended up cutting, right? Like that's just the system I do. So all I'm doing right now, after erasing that line, I'm down fading, so I'm starting from a number 3. Remember, we use a number 4 with the lever close. So now we're gonna use a 3 with the lever open. That is the closest to 4 with lever close, and then we're gonna start fading down from there. So 3 open, then 3 close, 2 open, then 2 close. Then we're just down fade from there. 1.5 open, 1.5 close. We're gonna continue doing that until we are done with the taper on the back. All right, we did the back. Now the back is done. We're gonna do exactly the same steps on the side. Obviously, we have a smaller amount of space on the sides to work with. So everything we did, we're gonna do exactly the same. We're just gonna make smaller movements because we have a lot less space. And remember, we're trying to keep this as a low taper, right? Like a low medium taper, not too high, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. Because that's just the style we're going with. Remember that. And the reason I keep repeating is because how I said, like, you know, some people like fades differently. Some people like tapers differently. Just keep that in mind. There's no right or wrong. Like, it's not too low, it's not too high. It's just, you know, whatever the client wanted and whatever the style he's looking for. That's exactly as barbers we should aim. Obviously, also what looks better for the client. It's very important to also tell the client, okay, look, this is what you want, but this is what's gonna look good on you. And then like that, make a decision with the client to see what's gonna work best. And you know, and that's at the end of the day, that's the best consultation, and that's how you start actually getting paid more, right? So let's talk a little bit about how to make more money as a barber, right? And something that people ask me all the time is, oh, David, I want to start charging more, right? And they believe that to charge more, you gotta do better haircuts, right? And yes, sometimes that's a way to get the job done, right? Doing better haircuts, becoming better, investing in yourself, right? Which is great because that's what we sell. We sell haircuts, right? But we don't only sell haircuts. We sell the experience, right? We sell, you know, like how we do things, the education we can offer those clients, how the client feels when they're in the chair. Like all that stuff is extremely important. And I will say it's actually more important than just the haircut, right? And for example, somebody like me, right? I consider myself a good barber. There's a lot of barbers that are better than me in my area. They're better, they're more talented at cutting hair, right? But what it is that I have way more clients than most barbershops. Like I have such a massive clientele. And the reason for it is because of my customer service, right? I focus on customer service. I focus on building a relationship with my clients, a friendship with my clients, right? So I think at the end of the day, like, yes, even though there's barbers that are better than me in the technical part, I actually, most of the time I have way more clients than they do, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Whenever you feel like, okay, I want to raise my prices, I want to offer, you know, like I want to offer different service or things like that to make more money, that's great. But sometimes the most important service or skill you can learn is the customer service skills. Like make the client feel better, the best. And that means sometimes just telling the client what looks best for them, right? Some clients get the haircut they think it looks best. Maybe there's something better for them. If you are that one barber that you tell your client, oh look, this haircut will look better. This one that you're getting right now, I feel like it doesn't match your face shape, things like that. And then you make the client feel the best. That's it. That's a client that's gonna stay with you forever, because no other barber probably is gonna try to teach that or go the extra mile to explain that to them. And because of that, whatever you decide to charge, they're gonna pay. And if they're gonna give you better tips, right? So that's very, very, very important to keep in mind. So for me, as I said, customer service is important. Understanding what looks best for the client and be able to recommend something to the client, something that's gonna make them feel their best. That's it. That's a client that's gonna stay with me forever. And if the haircut, the fade is perfect or this and that, it doesn't really matter, because that haircut found more value with me than with any other barber. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. And that's it, guys. That's the video. Low taper. The beard looks awesome. I put a little bit of color just to make it pop a little bit more for the video. I put a little bit of texture power on the top. And that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like it. Leave me a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.